Point number 5. We're still talking about 7 mistakes dating couples make. Waiting to have all the money before you proceed to marriage. Yeah, they make that mistake. They want to wait till they have all the money. Let's read the scripture before we go on. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 17. It says, charge them or command them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches. See next verse. But they should trust in the living God, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. One of the mistakes dating couples make is to wait to have all the money. They kind of build their life around money. Don't make that mistake. What you need to do is to build your life around God. You need to learn to trust God. All right? There are people that have delayed their wedding, delayed their marriage, because they are waiting and waiting and waiting. Don't wait that long. You don't have to wait that long. Build your trust in God, not on money. Don't wait to have everything. Money is very important, I agree, but faith is more important. Because wedding is just one of the things you do. There are many other projects waiting for you. All right? You will have your school, your children's schooling, you will have your own house, you will do all those things. There are many other faith projects that you will need to do. If you always wait for money to decide, then you're actually worshiping money and not God. You should follow God. Learn to move by faith. Learn to plan and agree and work together. Don't wait to have all the money before you start. Start moving and your needs will be met. The money will come. That's how it happens. All right? You don't wait for money to come before you move. You start moving, then money will come. As a couple, start to learn how to see God as your source. You see, this is a good opportunity for you guys to build your trust. Interestingly, in case you don't know, one of the highest reasons for divorce among married couples is money. And underlining foundation of that problem is because they see each other, or they see one person as the source instead of seeing God. When you understand that God is your source, you lighten the load on your partner. But when you think your partner's responsibility to always meet all your needs financially, that becomes a challenge. You need to both start learning how to see God as your trust. It's not always about money. Decide what you want and start to work towards it and believe God and start to take steps. All right? Start to take steps. Money is not everything. All right? I remember my own story when I met my wife. I didn't have money. I didn't have money at all. I had a job. Remember, you must have a job. So I had a job. I was already a pastor, but I was not rich. My church was not paying me a salary and all that, and I didn't have money. So we had to come together and plan and believe God together. And interestingly, the parents wanted to push the wedding to a year after because they felt, they were not in a position to do much financially. And I told them they should not worry, that we'll still do it this year. If it's the money, they should not worry, we'll get it. And you see, the moment we set that goal, we didn't have the money, but the moment we set that goal and agreed together, the Bible says if 2 of you shall agree as touching anything, it will be established. We just started taking things one step at a time. And you see, when you really move, God too will move. Most times you are waiting on God and God is the one waiting on you. When you start taking steps, you see that things will start falling in place gradually. You will need to cut off some things. Now I understand this might not apply to some couples. Maybe both of you are very rich. You have very rich parents. I understand that. I'm speaking to the people that here, that you don't have any inheritance or anything waiting for you. You don't have rich parents that are going to sponsor your wedding. You don't have to wait forever till you get old. You don't have to wait till you are so old. There's a blessing that comes from marriage. The Bible says he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. He said 2 are better than 1. They have a good reward for their labor. So there are blessings that come because of marriage. So you need to move on. As long as you are sure this person you want to marry, don't keep postponing the wedding till you guys can buy 30 houses and buy 30 cars and buy the most expensive wedding gown. Nobody wears the wedding gown after the wedding day. Do you understand? So cut your coat according to your size. In my wedding, we didn't even print. We didn't have a program. We cut out a lot of things. The guests were limited. We're numbered. We didn't have all the guests we knew, all the people we knew in this world. So plan and start moving forward, and you'll see God come to. Don't wait till you have all the money to marry. Don't delay your future because you are waiting to have all the money. You will never have all the money for most people. You will take steps first, and things will come. All right. What are the wisdom points here? Both of you should agree on what you want to do. Really, both of you should agree. For me, it was easy for me and my wife. We could easily agree. We knew that we didn't want a crowd in our wedding. We knew we didn't want to please the whole world and depress ourselves. That was when I developed a saying that said, people that matter don't mind, and people that mind don't matter. Because I was a church pastor, I had thousands of people in my church. I was also a bit popular because I teach relationship and all that. So I knew many people around the city, and I could invite everybody. So in my church, I shared good news and bad news the same day. The first was good news. I'm getting married. Everybody clapped. Hey. The bad news was that you guys can't attend. If you love me, you're not going to attend because I can't feed all of you. I can't feed thousands. I couldn't afford that. So both of you should agree what you really want. What do you guys want to do? And we guys should agree that we want to get married this year, want to get married next year. And just both of you agree. He said if two of you, Matthew 18:19, if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done. Okay? So number one, agree on what you want. Number two, what can we start with? What can we start? What little steps can we start to take? Can we buy this one now? Can we take this step now? Can we fix the engagement? Can we fix the introduction? What little steps can we take? So start to take those steps. You see, because faith is by works. Faith is by actions. What can we do? Number three, have a financial plan. So if you guys want to start early, start saving, start planning, how we can raise extra funds for what we need to do. Just have a financial plan. All right, talk to experienced people, talk to knowledgeable people. What are the financial decisions we can make now that can make our wedding possible in 6 months, in 1 year, or in a year and a half, whatever it is, but start the planning today. Have a clear financial plan and then move on. All right? All right. Point number 6. We've been dealing with the 7 mistakes dating couples make. Don't forget that we have 7 mistakes single men make, 7 mistakes single women make, and this is 7 mistakes dating couples make. All available on my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, all right? It's important you subscribe so that you get these videos as they're coming out and you'll know, all right? So let's do this. Playing house. Point number 6. Common mistakes dating couples make is that they move in together. They become living couples, living lovers, and that becomes a big challenge. Let's read the scripture as we move. Proverbs 25 verse 17, it said, withdraw your foot from your neighbor's house, lest he be weary of you and so hate you. What are they saying? They are saying that familiarity will breed contempt. They are saying that, you need to continue to create that miss you factor. One of the things that keeps a relationship thriving is the fact that you guys are not too much in each other's face. When you move into your lover's house and start playing house, it actually endangers the marriage or relationship. It's like putting the cart before the horse. You are moving ahead to start, doing permanent things, even when you are still at a temporary state. You are moving too much. It is usually about people, it suggests that you prefer convenience without commitment. That you prefer convenience without commitment. It never ends well. All right. The statistics show that, up to 33, if it increases the chance of divorce up to 33%. All right. There's a higher chance that this marriage will end in divorce when two couples are living together. Up to 33%. So it just doesn't work out well when you guys move in together before being married. Take time. All right, it's important you create the miss you factor. Say, withdraw yourself from your neighbor's house. Don't be in each other's face every time. It doesn't just help. All right, it reduces the respect you guys have for each other. It reduces the respect you have for each other. You are being exposed too quickly. You are seeing too much too quickly. All right, it reduces respect. Number 2, it reduces motivation of the person to move into marriage. I mean, why is he going to marry you when you guys are already living together and you're playing house? You're doing everything you ordinarily should do. So there is no motivation. There's no motivation to move to the next level because he is already in the next level. He's enjoying husband benefits with boyfriend commitment. He's enjoying husband benefits with boyfriend commitment. Number 3, it reduces anticipation. What is there to look forward to? For many people, they have finished the honey before the honeymoon. Many people, they don't have no honeymoon because they finished the honey before the honeymoon. So that's why during the honeymoon, they are both texting their exes or, doing funny things because they've already finished the honey before they went on the journey. All right? So it reduces anticipation. All right? You are facing the challenges of marriage without the commitment of marriage. And that can become dangerous. That actually kind of, sabotages your long-term dreams. It's like a house on fire. I told somebody some time ago. It's like a house that is on fire. Imagine you are in a big house, or a big hall, and the hall is on fire. What is the first thing that comes to mind? The first thing that comes to your mind is to leave the building. But you see, when there is no exit, you begin to think about how to put out the fire. All right? So doing things like this, that you get into a relationship and start living together without marriage, you are building a life of convenience. You are not yet seeing marriage as a permanent thing. So the day you have the chance to escape, you will just escape. And that shouldn't be the idea. Learn to commit, learn to build for the marriage, the long haul. Many people do these things because they are looking for convenience. Oh, it's saving us money. It's doing this. You are not a person of convenience. You're a person of commitment. Let them do what they need to do and get married properly. Don't move in too quickly. Don't be a person that is just opting for whatever seems convenient at the time. All right? It's wrong programming. Don't move in together. Statistically, it has proven to be a danger to marriages succeeding. What are the wisdom points in this regard? What are the wisdom points? Number one, move out. If you're already doing that, move out. Move out. Don't stay in the same house. All right? Don't live together. It's a danger. Trust me, we are counselors. This is some things we deal with every day. It is sabotaging your long-term happiness when both of you move in together before the time. Sabotaging it. Move out. All right? Very important. Number two, follow proven dating guidelines. Like the scripture we read earlier on, those that obey the law, happy are they. Follow basic dating guidelines, like one of these ones of not staying together. Like I said, I was saying earlier on that somebody told me that, oh, Pastor, what if we're staying together and we don't touch each other and we don't kiss, nothing happens, can we still stay together? I said, if you're staying together with somebody you claim you want to marry, and you guys are not touching each other, you're not even tempted to touch each other, I said, don't marry the person. But if you don't love each other, there's totally zero chemistry between you. That means the marriage, your sex in your marriage will be horrible. You guys will go nowhere. There's no passion. If you can live together for days and you don't marry, nobody's touching each other, that's a red flag. That's a big problem. Don't marry each other. All right? So move out and follow proven dating guidelines if you're going to be happy. All right? All right. So number 7. This is talking about 7 mistakes dating couples make. Don't forget that if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go and do so right now. And don't forget we have loads and loads and loads of these kind of videos on my channel. And feel free to share these things. Let somebody else be blessed and learn from it. So number 7, common mistake dating couples make is that they don't do premarital counseling. They don't do premarital counseling. Let me read you 2 scriptures for this one. Proverbs 15 verse 22, it said, without counsel, purposes are disappointed. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed. It said, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established. The purposes are established. Next chapter, Proverbs 11 verse 14, it said, where no counsel is, the people fall. It said, but in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Do you see that? And this was Solomon, the wisest man, talking, saying you need counsel. All right? It's a very, common mistake dating couples make, that they don't go into counseling. And statistically, it's also common amongst failed or struggling marriages that they were never counseled. From our statistics of talking to struggling and, failed marriages, with couples from failed marriages, we find out that they never took time to get premarital counseling. Marriage is such, a complex thing, and it's a long journey. It's not something you should start without proper counseling. We shouldn't be surprised that we have successful engineers that have unsuccessful marriages. We have successful lawyers that have unsuccessful marriages. We have successful doctors that have unsuccessful marriages. The reason is very simple. They spent 6 or 7 years studying medicine, studying law, studying engineering, and they've spent 0 years, 0 time studying marriage. So they are successful in their field of endeavor. They are not successful in marriage because you only harvest where you invest. All right. So, how much counseling are you guys getting? Don't make the mistake of getting married, without premarital counseling. It's a crucial step. Make sure you go through proper premarital counseling before you get married. There are too many advantages to it. It will bring you clarity. You will understand your partner better. Somebody sent me a message some time ago that her mom was sending her a text. The mom listens to my messages, and the mom said, wow, that do you know Pastor Kingsley, that I listen to him all the time, that she listens to my videos and messages when she's taking her morning walk. She said after 39 years or so of marriage, that she's understanding her husband better now. Can you imagine that? And people tell me all the time that I wish I listened to you if I got married. So if you're a dating couple watching me, you can listen to me now before you get married. You don't have to say those kind of things. You can listen to me now. Get premarital counseling. All right? Pay for it if it's necessary. If you have a very good church that has a good program, that's fine. Most churches will do it for you for free. In our own church, same thing. If you're doing it through the church, it's free. But We also have a ministry. I also have run a ministry where we run those services as a paid service so that we can cater for people outside our church. So, but don't be afraid to pay for it, all right? Your friends and family might not be sufficient to provide counseling because people think, oh, I have friends that have been married, or my family, my uncle will just advise me, and that's great. You need that, but that might not be sufficient, all right? Your friends might be ignorant. Your family might be biased. They might not be the best people to advise. In fact, we have seen also from our experience that sometimes taking your issues to your family, might not be advisable. It's not the best thing because sometimes they don't give you objective advice. They support you. They have to support you. You are their son. You are their daughter. You are their brother. So they just want to support you. Or some other times they are not even knowledgeable enough, about it. Sometimes when you say, oh, my fiancé said this, my wife said this, long after you guys have made up, they might not forgive the person as fast as you have forgiven the person, but they're not in love with the person. So we generally don't even advise you to take your issues to your uncle or your father or your mother. You don't get the right response. I advise you to get a professional counselor. Pay for it if you need to. All right? Premarital counseling is crucial for you to enjoy marriage. All right? There are good ones that have proper programs. They'll deal with the real intimate issues. The people are experienced, So it's counseling, marital coaching and marital counseling is not just, some people don't see it as a profession or as a professional thing. For people like us, we're highly trained. I've had to go do courses about this and learn from people that are professors, people that have PhD holders, people that have done this for years and years to themselves. So they are proven guidelines. So premarital counseling is one of those things that is a major thing, and it's a big mistake dating couples make, thinking that love is enough. We just love each other, and that's all that counts. It's never enough. It's never enough. All right? You need real questions to be asked. You need direction to come. So what are the wisdom points? Look for a good counseling service around you. That's number one. Look for, is there any way we can get counseling service? Thank God these days, technology even allows you, for instance, I counsel people all over the world, interestingly. I have folks that I counsel from America, Canada, UK, Europe, everywhere, Africa, East Africa, West Africa. So thank God for technology these days. You can even have a good counselor online. All right? So look for a good counseling service that suits you, that works with you, that follows your philosophy. It's very important. That follows what you guys believe. Because there are many people out there today that are coaches, relationship coaches or relationship counselors that even I won't support. So you need to know that this will follow your philosophy. They follow your ideology, of what both of you want for each other. All right? Number two, be willing to do whatever it takes to get the counseling. So you might need to sacrifice money and time. All right? Because some people, they have money, but it's time. They say, oh, I work, I don't have time. No, you need to make out time for counseling, and you need to be willing to pay for it. It's just so sad. People don't value knowledge as much. When I see couples planning their wedding, they are ready to pay any amount for photographs, ready to pay any amount for cake, ready to pay any amount for wedding gown, but they find it hard to pay for counseling. And it usually shows. Because after the wedding day, the gown won't matter, the cake won't matter, the food won't matter, the dresses won't matter. It's only the marriage counseling that will outlive that wedding day. The rest will finish on that wedding. So it's usually the cheapest. The counseling price is usually the cheapest thing on your list, but it's usually the most important thing in your marriage. So be willing to pay for it. It's okay to pay for it and get the best of it. All right? So I hope this video has blessed you. 7 mistakes that dating couples make. Remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You have to do that right now if you have not done so. Share this video with people. Let them be blessed. And we have loads of other ones. Remember, we have 7 mistakes single ladies make, 7 mistakes single men make, 7 mistakes dating couples make like this one, and 7 mistakes married people make. And a whole lot of other great videos that will help you. Look forward to seeing you again in the next video. God bless. Hello ladies, we're back at that special time of the year again, the Manual Conference. The title is 7 Things I Badly Want to Tell Women. I have 7 things that are burning in my heart that I want to tell women about. I have 7 things I want to share with women, and people have always said, oh man, you're always talking to women, because a lot of times women are just more interesting. Women are just more connected. Sometimes men don't hear word. Those of you that are married know what I'm talking about.
You talk and talk and talk 10 times before you even hear what you are saying. Praise God. One woman, in her 5th-year wedding anniversary, they asked her, what was your biggest surprise? She said, for the first 5 years of her marriage, thought her husband was deaf and dumb. Because you tell him something, you'll be looking like this. He's not hearing anything you're saying. Praise God. So, I generally like to talk to women. And women are the ones that generally, they have bigger dreams for relationship. And they're usually the ones that, are not happy in relationships. Most men are happy in their relationships. I'll tell you why. Praise God. Most men are happy. Most women are not. Even though women are the ones that have bigger dreams concerning relationships. Women dream. So I love to talk to women. They are interested. They are fun to connect with. So I'm telling you 7 things I badly want to tell women. How many things? 7 things. And this is based on my short years and experience as a counselor and as a relationship coach. I thought if I had the chance to talk to women, what are the 7 things I would need to tell them? And these are the things. All right? It's based on all the experiences I've had counseling women and all that, all the cases I've seen. These 7 things are important and I feel all women should know it. So number 1, have standards. Have what? Standards. Number 1. Ladies, have standards. Standards will save you. Standards will save you. Standards will save you. Have standards. The reason why many women don't have standards is that somewhere along the line, they are thinking that standards will actually drive the right men out of my life. In other words, totally the opposite. Standards will attract the right man into your life. As a matter of fact, you don't want any kind of man in your life. You want the right kind of man, and standards are actually the best way to actually screen. It's the best way to screen the guys that are not serious. Because, the way life works, especially, today, the way life still works largely is that women stay on their own and men do the toasting or the proposing or make the first move. Am I correct? That's how it happens. And the challenge with that is that as a woman, even when you see prospective guys or the kind of guys you think you like, you are not really at liberty, to really, really just go and tell them, say, hey, fine boy, what's up? I like you. You can't do that. So you have to just chill, until the guy notices you. However, for men, have the luxury and the liberty to look at amongst ladies and look at the one they like and approach that lady. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because of that, your best bet is to have standards. Standards will help you screen. Because anybody can come to you. Anybody is free to approach you. How do you differentiate those that are serious with those that are not serious? How do you differentiate those that you can share a life with and those you should never even share a handshake with? Standards. Standards. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? Standards are good. Standard screen. Those of you that are in church, I've shared this story many times. I'm a car lover, I'm a car enthusiast. So anytime I travel, that's what I do in my spare time. I go to car shops, showrooms, car shows, things like that. So one day I traveled abroad. There was a major car show in town. I went for the car show. And I was going to all the car shops. And I was entering all the cars. I went, I put it on. I'll tell them, put it on, start it. I'll ask questions. What was this like? This was, and they will answer me, They were answering everybody. But in that car show, they had where they were selling Maybach. Maybach is the senior brother of Mercedes-Benz. Benz is already expensive. Then Maybach is the luxurious Benz. So you can picture what the price is like. When I got there, of course, as usual, I wanted to bounce inside. They just stopped me. Said, excuse me, you can't go. I said, is it not cash? I'm here to check the car out. They said, no. They said, this segment is strictly by invitation. They said, do you have an invitation? I said, no, I invite myself. They said, I'm sorry. You know what? On one hand, it might look like, they are chasing a potential customer. You see, they know who their customers are. The price of Maybach, you can't be passing by and buy it. I get what I'm saying? There are things you can be passing by and you were not planning to buy before and you just sit and like it and buy it. Their prices are low. Things like Ferrari, things like Maybach, you must have alerted your account officers months ahead that there will be a major withdrawal. You must have checked it out. You don't buy something that is $2 million out of just excitement. You must have checked it out, made inquiries, had meetings. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? They were able to screen and they were correct. I was not going to buy. I was not going to buy. I was just strolling past. People that are strolling past don't buy those guys. See, you need to put value on yourself. I've heard guys say, how can we marry? Is something we have not tested. You can't buy a car you have not tested. It's not all cars. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. Have standards. When I tell ladies all the time that, hey, it's better not to sleep with somebody until you marry. It looks archaic, it looks stupid. But trust me, check the divorce rates. It will show that God is still wise. When men are doing their own way, it's not working for them. How can we get a car we have not test driven? Trust me, like I said, I'm a kind of, it's not all cars you can test drive. Like I said, it's my hobby. So when I travel abroad, I will enter some cars. They will allow me to test drive it. They don't even know me. Some of them don't even know if I can drive. But I talk well. Good afternoon. Oh, is this the Corvette, the C7? Say C7, okay. Is it the one that has the... But I thought, this guy must know cars. I say, yes. I'm looking at it. He will not have been checking the car out. I say, can I test it? The guy say, oh, yes, sir. I will drive. I'm not buying. I'm not buying. I'm just testing. But there are some cars I enter. There are some shops I enter. When I enter a Ferrari shop, when you enter, nobody is attending to you. You enter the door, nobody's answering, everybody's walking. By the time you go around and you are seeing the price tag, you know why they are not answering you. There was one, I called the attendant, I said, I'm interested in this car. They said, do you own a Ferrari? I said, no. They said, this can't be your first Ferrari. You can't buy this type as your first one. You ought to have had one before you can try this one. I said, yes, sir. You are my mentor. I don't know who sent me here. I'm just passing. Is somebody get what I'm saying? That kind of Ferrari that is $500,000, you can't test drive what? We have tested it. You can't test it again. So one guy was trying to convince the guy, but I need to test the guy. The guy said, you know how much this guy is? If you test drive it, if something scratch, if somebody hits you, what English are you going to be saying? Excuse me. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. They say, go and bring your insurance for you test drive it. That way, we are covered. We can't just test drive. The point to that is that it's not all cars they test drive. That's what I'm trying to say. The ones that have value are not available for test driving. Do you know those cars they test drive in a car lot? By the time they are selling, they are not selling it the price. They are, in most car shops, they have a car they allow everybody test drive. After many years of people test driving that car, they will sell it way lower than its real price because it was the car they were using to test drive. It happens to many women. You allow people to be test driving you. And the thing about test drive that I must not buy. After 2 hours of test driving, I'll say, I'm sorry. This is not what I had in mind. That will not be you in Jesus' name. So have standards. It's okay to have standards. That's the point. See, standards are not bad. They are good. Standards don't drive away the wrong people. It actually drives away the wrong people. It doesn't drive away the right person. It drives away the wrong person. Standards are good. Standards are good. So I told them on the island, I said, don't be those kind of girls that say, I can't marry a guy that is not rich. That's a wrong bar. You are using the wrong parameter to measure. There are mad people that are rich. So just saying I can't marry somebody that is not rich is not the right thing to measure. Look for real values, real qualities to measure the kind of person you want to spend your life with. These are the things that, see, a lot of women are in marriages where they are being treated like slaves. They are being treated like a lower being. See, even though the Bible talks about submission, it's not slavery, it's not dominance. Like I said, a man being the head is not superiority, it's actually responsibility. He's the chief responsibility officer of that house. He's not that he's superior to everybody in that house. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. But many women, that's the approach they use. They'll say, I don't have sense, I just follow this man. No. Sometimes you are way smarter. In fact, many times you are way smarter. But God, because of order, he has to put somebody in charge. Or else there will be chaos. If all of us have to, if we're trying to get out of this hall in a hurry, If we all go together at the same time, it will take us longer. If we line up in a file, in a straight line, we will get out faster. That's what God was trying to achieve. Order. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? So have the right standards. Not, I can't marry a guy that doesn't have money. What you should be saying is, I can't marry a guy that doesn't respect me. That's a better sense of value. That's what you should be saying. That, hey, if you can't respect me, we have no deal. Be saying things like, I can't marry a man that doesn't listen to me. That's a better thing. Don't say I can't marry a man that doesn't have money. The Bible said, who can find a virtuous woman? Her price is more than rubies. The day you fix a price on your dignity, there will be somebody that's willing to pay it. There are people that have stupid money. So once you say, oh, I can't, they'll just say, we'll pay. Somebody get what I'm saying? There are people that have crazy money. So money can never be what you use to measure your value. The Bible said her price is more than rubies. Meaning that there's no amount of money you can use to measure her value. You must never make any amount of money the thing that makes you do something or not do it. Every time I watch on TV or whatever, when people say, if your wife is upset, just send her alert. I just laugh. I say, what kind of women are these people marrying? That alert can, if your alert can move her, other people's heavier alert will move her. Just send her alert. Really? How cheap? There are some guys that are rich, in countries, there are some countries where you can't park in certain places, they will give you a ticket. You know those places. There's some guys that are so rich. Because they don't want to go the distance to park in the right place, they will park in those places. And they say, we're going to give you a ticket. They say, we'll pay. They're that rich. If money is the only punishment, there are people that will pay. Say, if you slap me, if you slap somebody, it's $500. They say, they will drop 1K and give you 2 slaps. And you get what I'm saying? Once you put your value in cash, there are people that will pay and mess you up. You must put higher standards than money. Don't be those kind of girls that say, I can't marry somebody that doesn't have a car. All Uber drivers have car. That can't be what you are using to pick. That doesn't screen well. There's a guy, I watched the video, some of you have seen it on social media. A guy that flew his car from UAE to America. He flew his car, a Lamborghini, from UAE to America to drive the car from America to Canada. He flew it. So police stopped him and said, your car has foreign number plates, UAE number plates. What's the problem? He said, nothing, that I flew my car to drive it here. The guy said, but you have to have local plates. The rich guy said, no, that he has all the documents, that is something he does normally. That he has all the documentation. The policeman never heard that kind of thing before. And the rich man was now making an example to the policeman, saying, it's just like when you want to drive your car in Europe. You just fly to Europe. The policeman said, I don't drive my car in Europe. You see, but that was the normal experience of that guy. He's used to flying his car anywhere he's going. You know the way you carry bag or carry your shoe when you're traveling? Some people carry their car. Do you know what that means? You pay exports, you pay customs, you will clear it. Then when you finish, you will export it back. Do you understand? Once money is what you used to brag, there are people that will pay. I'm just trying to tell you. So you can't say, I can't marry a man that is not rich. What if he's a madman and is rich? What if he's an abuser and is rich? What if this is why many women are in marriage where they are being abused? Because the only thing they said they wanted was that he must be rich. So he was a rich madman. He met your criteria. He must be rich. He said, I'm rich, but I slap. So in the Range Rover, I'll be giving you long range slap. There are many women driving fancy cars, they're having horrible lives. No respect. What you should be saying, I can't marry a man that doesn't respect me. That's what you should be saying. If women had standards, they'll be happier in marriages. They'll pick well. And it's not even just when you're single, even when you're married, men do better with standards. If you leave men, men don't guide themselves well. It's just how men are. They can be reckless. It's you that will constantly tell them, hey, you can't cross this line. And you will mean it. When I hear the kind of things some women go through, as in they're in some marriages where they are constantly being abused, constantly. How did you allow it get that far? Have standards. Even when you are married, you need to let the man know that there are some things we don't do. There are some things we don't do. There are some things you won't take. It might look like, he won't know what you can't take until you tell him what you can't take. He's not going to choose no for you. I've never seen anywhere they're selling something where you come and you see that the price is high. I mean, it's low. And you tell them to increase it. Has it happened to you before? They're selling bag. You get there, you like the bag. You see how much is the bag? You say $2,000. You say this bag is worth $2,500. Can I pay you $2,500? Has it happened before? Nobody increases anybody's value. The only thing we do constantly is try and reduce people's value. People don't know how far or what your value is except you tell them. Have standards. Are you here, somebody? Men are always okay with stating what they want in relationships. That's why I like how men understand it. If a man just wants to be sleeping with you, we say it. Let's just be hanging out. Just be my babe. Let's just see how it goes. Men always say what they want. Let's see how it goes. He will tell you, I want to just mess up with you. I want to mess around with you. It's women, on the other hand, that never say what they want. Women operate with the mindset that, let me play along so that he won't run. And when I marry him, I will change him. That's women's tactics. And it never works out well. Because this is what happens in a marriage. A man is marrying you, hoping you will never change. A woman is marrying the man, hoping he will change.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could read a man's mind? Or if you could at least know why he thinks the way he thinks? This book, my new book titled Manual, answers your questions. Many women have found it frustrating dealing with men because men think differently. So whether you're a single woman or a married woman and you want to have interactions with men, this book will help you. It's my new book titled Manual, How Men Think. I broke down what informs a man's decisions, why he does the things that he does. Just like your device that comes with the manual, consider this your manual for decoding men in your life. It's newly available. It's hot off the press. You can order it from any part of the world that you're in. And we have both in soft copy and in hard copy. I look forward to sending you this copy of this book. Rush right now and get it. It will bless you. And tell a sister, recommend it to a lady.